Turboman dolls. They're all gone.
Don't worry, Arnold. I got you covered. What's going on, everybody? I'm Dylan from Quest for Nostalgia, where I teach how I do all of the 3D printed movie props and things like that. In this video, we're going to teach how to make the Turboman doll from Jingle All the Way. As always, thank you to my Patreon members. This video is brought to you by viewers like you, and seriously, it really helps me out. The Amazon wishlist donations are fantastic. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Comment down below what's your favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I love Jingle All the Way, but Kindergarten Cop might be my favorite. Let's get into the build. This file is by Nico Industries and comes already split up into really easy to print pieces. I printed this on a super tiny Anycubic Mono 4K resin printer, but it can also be done on FDM as well. I really need to upgrade my resin printer to something bigger, so Anycubic, if you're watching, hook me up. After everything was cured, I had to sand off the areas where support material was left over a little bit in the printing process. I used 220 grit sandpaper wet sanding to knock this down, and when I'm done with all of those pieces, I then took an air compressor to go ahead and blow off all the remaining water, and then I let all of that dry. I then super glued everything together. I wanted it all together before painting instead of painting in individual pieces, because sometimes it's harder to glue something that is already painted. You should re-sand down that layer so that the glue can bond to the plastic, not to paint. So I glued it before painting. And with it all glued together, I then hot glued it to an old Overture filament roll that I had, so that way I could have a base to stand on, and I didn't have to hold it as I went to paint it, and help me paint upside down and things like that. And before we get into painting, it's time to have a cookie break.
Put that cookie down.
Okay, let's get into painting. I painted it with a Rust-Oleum Red Apple satin paint. I did 2 light coats of red, so I didn't try to cover everything on that first go. I knew there's going to be parts either under the arms or between the legs and things like that that would probably be blocked by the other leg, so I would try to get to it, but do not try to like go in and spray it. I just did 2 coats and focused on those the next time. I let that cure for a day before doing Retributor Gold, which is a Games Workshop paint. It's a base paint, so it has really good coverage. When I hand paint, I also do thin layers. So I actually take the end of the paintbrush, dip it into a cup of water, and drop a droplet of water next to the paint that I also put onto my palette, and then I mix that up to thin it down. I don't try to get full coverage on my first layer of paint, so I'm going to do 2 to 3 coats on this for all of the gold. And it takes quite a while to go over this whole model and get everything gold. But with that looking good, I decided to then go for the skin tone. I used the Panzer Aces line from Vallejo, and I did a medium skin tone. Again, 2 thin coats, watered down. If you try to paint straight from the bottle, it's going to look chalky or you're going to see brushstrokes. I was actually going to take it to a lighter skin tone after that, but I actually really liked the way that the skin tone looked for this model. I then took one of my tiny brushes and a little bit of black, and I painted a line down each eye. And then I used white to clean it up and make those into pupils. Then I used a gloss clear coat to spray the model, so that way it had that shiny plasticky toy look. I actually had a little bit of gold window tint left over from a Master Chief project that I had, so I ended up cutting that into a little visor. But the file does come with a visor that you can print. And you can print that in yellow resin, or you can just print that in plastic and paint that gold as well. And then instead of taking the super glue and dropping it onto the face, I used a kebab stick and got a little bit of glue to then glue that visor onto the face. And boom, that's it. The Turboman doll is complete and looking amazing. Super happy with how this thing came out. I'm a nostalgic 90s kid, so this thing was a dream come true to have for sure. Really awesome file, really fun to make, and great for Christmas. If this video helped you out or you just had fun watching it, like, comment, subscribe, all of the YouTube things. It really helps me grow. We're just about to pass 5,000 subscribers. We'll have to do some sort of fun celebration when we also get to the 10,000 subscriber mark. Go check out another video after this one. I got one recommended for you. Love you guys. Peace.